Hi, Toby. Thanks for all your hard work. I can see that you're really putting in an excellent effort on the course. I really like that you went back over the stuff from Unit 1 to make sure you had a really good understanding, and that'll definitely help you on the final exam. The other thing to just let you know is when you do write the final exam, what I'm looking for throughout the course is evidence that you have mastered the material. So even though you can't redo a test after you've had feedback on that test, you when you write the final exam, if you do really well on that section of the exam, then I take the mark from the exam and I substitute that for your Unit 1 test mark instead. So that's another opportunity for you to bring up your mark. So it was well worth spending the time on that. So that's great. I just want to go over your test number 2 here with you, just a couple of things. You did a pretty good job on this, and I can see you've got good understanding. For question 1, you've got those right, and you're using your calculator correctly. One thing to point out is that tan, the tangent ratio, is the only one that can have a value greater than 1, so you've got that correct. And the second ones for question 2 are correct also. Now for question 3, the most important thing here is to label your angle. You've got to have an angle as a reference point before you can start naming your sides. So with angle C drawn in, and I think you just forgot to do that, then this is definitely opposite, adjacent. Adjacent always touches the angle, and hypotenuse is always the longest side of your triangle. And you can always find that by drawing an arrow right through the diagonal of your 90-degree box. So looking at part B, sorry, still getting the hang of this. Okay, so here's question B, section B. So the first question, you've got it all correct there, and what you're being asked to find is the hypotenuse. So you've got your diagram correct, but when you're finding the hypotenuse, you shouldn't use tan, okay? You found the angle, which you actually didn't need. You were asked to find x, so the best approach for that one would have been to use the two sides that you were given, the one side that you were given along with the hypotenuse. Oh, I'm sorry, that's why I'm confused. Pythagorean theorem for this one. You're given the two short sides. And so all you need to do here is a squared plus b squared equals c squared to find side h. So what you did will give you the right answer, but it's a whole lot more work than just a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Sorry about that, I didn't clue into that one very quickly there. Just use Pythagorean theorem on that when you're given two sides of a right angled triangle. So for number 2, okay, we're looking at that triangle and we're trying to find side x, and again, that's Pythagorean theorem. I'm not sure here when you're finding, let me see what you're doing. Okay, so you're using sine to find angle theta. And if angle theta is 47, and then you use that angle to find the unknown side, then the mistake that you've made here is that for cos of 47, the adjacent side is 12.7 and your hypotenuse is 17.5. So those are the two sides that you would have to work with in order to find, if you were working from the angle 47. If you want x and the hypotenuse here, then what you should have done was used sine of 47 degrees equals x over 17.5. One big indicator that maybe wasn't a correct answer is that when you look at the value for x, 11.93, that's less than 12, but our angle is 47, and so that means that this other unknown angle must be 43, and now we've got a situation where we've got a smaller angle, 43, across from a bigger side, 12.7, and a larger angle, 47, across from a smaller side, which is 11.93. So that's always a really good check, and I see that you understand that further down in question 2. You've explained that here, so I know that you understand that rule. Again, for this one, all I was testing was Pythagorean theorem, so you would have been much better off just saying x squared equals 17.5 squared minus 12.7 squared. Okay, that would have been a much quicker route to the answer. For question 2, you're absolutely correct. The adjacent shouldn't be bigger than the hypotenuse, can't be. And the angle A should be greater than angle B if those sides were marked as correct, so you're absolutely right. So hang on while I just get the rest of your assignment uploaded, and then we'll, I think what I'll do is I'll make a new video so that I don't go over time.